Weekly horoscope for November the 4th through the 10th. Welcome, dear friends. This is our weekly prediction, and we are going to talk about the most important astrology events during the upcoming week, how to prepare, what to be careful of, and of course, which are the benefits for us during the week. Let me remind you that we are already having Mercury retrograde. So through the whole week, Mercury is retrograde. So it means that we still have to be careful about information, about communication with other people, and overall to avoid the brand new things. So be cautious in work, in relationships, in every area. On the positive side, that's a great period to restart all things. We also have a couple of Mercury aspects during the week, by the way, and we are gonna talk about them. So that's the general overview. Those are the major aspects of the week. Mars squaring Pluto is the most intense one, the one which can bring the highest tension, and honestly, one of the most intense aspects through the whole month. So that's something which we are gonna analyze. But we also have a couple of sextiles. Saturn with Neptune, that's a big one because that's quite rare. Saturn trining Neptune, Saturn in sextile with Saturn, Mercury retro sextile Pluto. So we have lots of positive energy through the week. And we have this rare opportunity to combine the logical approach, the rational approach of Saturn with the creativity and inspiration of Neptune. Combining all of that with the sun, which is part of the picture, we can express ourselves, or we can even be more creative, do something independently. So this is a very, very intense combination, which we are going to discuss in the Friday prediction. So make sure to watch the whole video. And let's begin. Before that, actually, I almost forgot that the 2020 astrology horoscope, astrology calendar is available now. So if you haven't gotten your copy yet, you can find the link. This is a 5-in-1 calendar. So you will find lots of useful information on a daily basis. It's kind of a, incredible combination of heliacal phases, of eclipses, moon signs, ingressions, and so much more. So just get yourself the copy and you will be much more prepared for 2020. Now let's begin with Monday. On Monday, we don't have a major aspect between the planets except for the moon. So the moon is in Aquarius and it will trine Mars. So that's kind of the most important thing. And actually, it's a very positive combination, especially for the air signs, because the moon is in Aquarius and Mars is in Libra. So Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, for you guys, this is a wonderful combination. But honestly, for everyone else, it can still be very positive when it comes to intellectual work, when it comes to communication, or implementation of certain ideas, taking more action, anything in regards to other people, teamwork, community work. Monday should be a positive day for those type of activities. And overall, it's a time to be original, to experiment, to try new things, and to take action. So those are kind of, the things that we need to combine on Monday. On Tuesday, we have this challenging aspect between Mars and Pluto, major aspect, which is a square. And this aspect can definitely bring potential challenges, tension, confrontations between people, especially when it comes to people who have more power. Pluto symbolizes the power. Pluto is in Capricorn, so those can be also some kind of structures or even some kind of institutions, organizations, and we may find ourselves leading some kind of battle with those structures or organization or powerful people. So there can be tension, there can be some anger issues, or even some kind of manipulations or actions which are not that open. And all of that, can boost our motivation actually to fight against the thing, the structure, the organization. On the positive side, this aspect can really increase your strength and your power, your motivation to change something, to fight with something, to overcome and transform something. So this is kind of a rule, whenever we have a challenging aspect, that's a fact that, we can face with some struggles and tension, but there is always higher level of energy, which if we are able to navigate, to channel in the right direction, actually the results are more significant than we have when we have a positive aspect. So be wise, but at the same time, take action. And one of my favorite coaches, Tony Robbins, one of his favorite advices is take massive action. So with this aspect, we may really want to take massive action and change, transform things dramatically. Okay, enough about it. Now, we also have Venus in the quincunx with Uranus on Tuesday as well, which is an aspect triggering the emotional area, relationships, how we communicate with the people that we love, our own desires, and there is an element of something surprising, something unexpected, something new, something potentially exciting, but at first there may also be certain tension, like we are hungry for a change, like we are impatient, like we want this new thing to happen so badly. So this is also an aspect which can make the day even more interesting. And the moon is in Aquarius through the day, basically until 6 p.m. So original ideas, communities, group, teamwork, also new approaches, experiments, that's all beneficial. And after 6 p.m., so during the evening, the moon will be in Pisces, which can, down a little bit the energy. So we can be like more dreamy, calmer, definitely calmer, but also not so grounded. So if possible, try to relax during the evening. Don't push yourself too much. Then on Wednesday, we have a positive minor aspect between Mercury retrograde and Jupiter. And this is an aspect which can trigger our minds, our plans, our goals. So we may want to reassess something, especially keeping in mind that Mercury is retrograde. So why not set some new goals or reconsider some of our ideas, especially when it comes to our beliefs, our principles, our own goals. The aspect is also very beneficial for learning, for gathering new information, and looking at things from a different perspective, from some kind of distance, from a new perspective, when you can kind of see the bigger picture, the meaning, or the long-term idea of why you are doing something. So it is a positive aspect, and it can increase also your optimism. You can be more positive about things, about the day, about your plans, and everything else. On Wednesday, we also have a semi-square between Venus and Pluto, and this is a minor challenging aspect. So in relationships, things can be quite intense, and at the same time, we might be strongly attached to something. Our desires might be, like increased. There might be more passion, but also jealousy or desire to possess something. So make sure to balance your self-expression, especially when it comes to your feelings and your emotions and your relationships. On top of that, the moon is in Pisces on Wednesday, which also increases the sensitivity and the emotional stuff. It increases the intuition and the creativity as well. But don't forget to, slow down a little bit. The Pisces moon does not support, fighting, working extremely hard. It's more about, going with the flow, paying attention to your inner guidance, using your intuition. Very positive time for a meditation and even for a relaxation. On Thursday, we have another minor challenging aspect, which includes Venus. Venus and Mars, actually, the planet which is related to women and the planet which is related to men. So in relationships, there might be some kind of misunderstanding, potential challenges, or even some kind of confrontation sometimes. But this is also the time to take action when it comes to our own desires. So if there is something in your life that you don't really like, you don't enjoy, so make a step, make some kind of change and do something differently. Also, the moon is still in Pisces on Thursday, so the emotions are quite intense, the sensitivity is increased, the creativity as well, so the intuition can be very helpful, and also spiritual things can be supported when we have the moon in Pisces. Then we have Friday. Friday, guys, is probably the most interesting day of the whole week. Friday, the 8th of November. We have an aspect configuration which is called bisextile. Saturn, Neptune, and the Sun are part of this configuration. So basically, Saturn is having a sextile with the Sun and with Neptune, and the Sun and Neptune are connected with a trine. So that's what we call a bisextile configuration. Very positive, very productive configuration, especially when it comes to something more creative or something related to intellectual work. And here, the major focus of this configuration is Saturn. This is the position that we call the apex of the bisextile. And when Saturn is in the apex, this is a great time to materialize things, to have more stability, and to really implement what you are dreaming of, or what you have created in your mind, or what you have imagined, because Neptune can bring you the inspiration, the creativity. On the other side, the Sun can also increase the creativity and the desire to do something on your own, something remarkable, something impressive. And Saturn will help us to materialize that, to put that into a concrete form. And remember that both Saturn and Neptune are very, very powerful because they are in the signs of their rulership. Neptune in Pisces, Saturn in Capricorn. So we really have very good opportunities to materialize something, to put something into a concrete form, to use this inspiration. But let me remind you that we still need to take action. So the bisextile is a configuration which will provide the opportunities or bring the ideas or the inspiration, but you still need to take action. So it's not like, everything is presented to you, and you just have to grab it and then relax. Usually it's not how it works. So usually we have to work for that. It's not a huge struggle. So it's not like a Tau square, for example, where you have to lead battles, you have to overcome challenges. With the bisextile, things are more harmonious, they are smoother. You may even receive support, but you still need to do something, to take action. So honestly, I'm very excited about this combination. And yes, it's exact on Friday, but I think that through the whole week, we are kind of building up on that and we are preparing and we can feel it. We can use it through the whole week. Also, Mercury is having a positive minor aspect with Mars on Friday as well, which can help us to take action, to be intellectually more active, to verbalize what we want, to be more open when it comes to communication. And also the moon in Aries supports the actions as well. So we have to be brave. Keep in mind that the energy will be much stronger on Friday than during the last couple of days. You know, the Aries moon is always kind of a new start for us. So yes, it's like, you know, the very last day of the working week, but it may still be very productive and we may take care of lots of things during this day. All right, and then the weekend. So on Saturday, we have a very positive aspect between Mercury retrograde and Pluto. There is a sextile aspect which can really help us to learn something, to explore something, to dive deeper into something. To tell you the truth, I actually have this type of aspect in my chart, Mercury in sextile with Pluto, and I'm very familiar. I can really feel the energy of this aspect, and I completely adore it. I mean, this is an aspect which can help you to be so focused, so concentrated on certain idea, to dig deeper, to explore, but also to be able to see through things, you know, kind of to see what's beyond the surface, like what's the motivation of someone or what's the deeper meaning of something. And it really helps the concentration. You can focus on work, you may focus on something that you want to plan, something that you want to understand better, like investigate, for example. Of course, when Mercury is retro, we talk also about reassessment, self reevaluation, for example, of our own plans, our own ideas, but the focus is still there, you know, the passion, the desire, the ability to concentrate on one particular thing. So Saturday, a very productive day. The moon in Aries also helps you to take action, to do things, to initiate something. Wonderful time for sports or, you know, doing something on your own. And the last day of the week, Sunday, the 10th of November, we have the moon in Aries until 6 p.m. So through the day, the moon is in Aries, so the energy is dynamic, it's active. There is a trine between the moon and Jupiter, which can bring a more positive atmosphere, more optimistic energy, success in something that you are doing, and just feeling nice about things, just enjoying what you are doing. Remember that this is a fire trine. The moon in Aries, Jupiter in Sagittarius. So you can take action. You might be optimistic, positive about it. Great for sports or for traveling, for learning new things as well. And during the evening, the moon is in Taurus, so the energy gets more stable, more grounded. We can focus on more practical things like take care of our bodies, have a lovely meal during the Sunday evening, prepare for the week, like plan something, schedule something, plan what you would like to materialize during the upcoming future, the upcoming week as well. So that's the most important during the upcoming week, guys. Very interesting one. Again, I repeat, Mercury is still retrograde, and we have this amazing bisextile on Friday. Those are the most important things, plus the square between Mars and Pluto. So Don't forget also to follow me on Instagram. You will find the link below. You can also search for me on Instagram, Marina Stoichkova. I will share more astrology and inspirational things there. So make sure to join us on Instagram. Also, if you haven't gotten the 2020 calendar, you can still do it. Thank you very much for your time, guys. Thank you for everything. Let me know how you are feeling with Mercury retrograde. Is it hitting you, or maybe you haven't felt it so strong yet? I personally felt it even before it actually started to be retrograde. So let's see what else we can expect in the future. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.